Hi everyone, in this video, I'll show how you can install Lubuntu 26.04 on a separate disk without using a USB drive and keep your existing data. Installing Lubuntu is great for those with an older computer as it uses a very low amount of RAM and can run fast even on older CPUs. It's not as modern looking and it's for those that want speed, low resource usage, and simplicity while still keeping Ubuntu compatibility. So I'm going to download Lubuntu, going to lubuntu.me. And we see here, it says version 24.04 new. Now the latest version is 26.04. It just came out recently. So as you can see, it's not updated here, but at the bottom, we see that there is a post for it. So by the time you're watching this video, it may already be updated. And I'm going to go and download it. Going back up, get Ubuntu, and I'm going to download the desktop 64-bit. Once done, go into your downloads folder. All right, and there's my file, and I'm going to mount it. So hit enter or right click and mount. Open. All right, and it's been mounted. It's been mounted on my H drive here. Next, I'm going to open up disk management, start disk management. And so here on my computer, I have disk 0. It's a 476 gigabyte SSD, and I have Windows here. There's the EFI partition for Windows, my Windows C drive, and the Windows recovery partition. Next, disk 1 is 223 gigabytes. It's just a data drive for me, and so I have some data on it. This is where I'll be installing Lubuntu. It won't use the entire disk. I'll set some space aside for it. And then there's the ISO that I have mounted, Lubuntu. Now I mounted it here in Windows, so it's only seen here. And if I reboot, I won't be able to boot from it. So I will create a new partition just for the installation media so that it's bootable. I'll use some free space on my C drive here. So right click, shrink volume. And so the size, you see here it's 2.65 gigabytes. So I'll do 4000 or about 4 gigabytes. Shrink. All right, there's my unallocated space. Select it, right click, use simple volume. Next, next, next. And then the file system will be FAT32. It will not work if you use NTFS. So set it to FAT32. And I'll label it as ISO. Next, finish. All right, and so there's my new F drive. And now I'm going to go back into Explorer. And now I'm going to copy everything from my H drive, go into my new F drive, and paste. All right, everything has been copied over. And going back into disk management. So as long as you have a modern computer, your BIOS should be able to detect and boot from this partition. Now I'm going to reboot my computer and go into the BIOS. In your BIOS, ensure that Secure Boot is disabled, and if you have Fast Boot, disable it as well. And now I'm going to do a one-time boot into the installation media partition. It's labeled as UEFI OS, and how I can confirm that, go back into Windows, open up a command prompt as administrator, type in bcdedit space / enum space firmware. And at the bottom, you can see there's partition F, the F drive that was created, and the description, UEFI OS. So I'm going to boot into it. All right, and we see it boots into the installation media partition and grub comes up for it. And it says here try or install Ubuntu. Okay. All right, it's booted into Lubuntu and select your language and your internet connection. If you're using wired, then you're likely connected to your home router and it'll say connected. But if you're using wireless, select your SSID and then put in the password and then connect. And if you're using a hidden SSID, then you'll have to manually set it up. So in either case, if I'm using wired or wireless, I'll be selecting try Lubuntu. All right, and I'm in the Lubuntu Live environment. And if I'm using wireless and I'm going to be connecting to a hidden SSID, so I'm going to go down to the bottom right here, right click, edit connections. So I'm going to hit the plus, select the connection type Wi-Fi, create, put in the hidden SSID, mode is client, select your band, or you can just leave it as automatic. And you can specify the BSSID and the device. I'll be selecting my wireless adapter. I only have one, so only one shows up here. And if you want to clone your MAC address, if not, you could just leave it as is. And then going to Wi-Fi security and selecting the security, password, and then hit save. And I'm going to close it. And I'm going to select it. All right, and we can see my Wi-Fi connection has been established. And at the top left, there's install Lubuntu. But before installing it, I'm going to go into the KDE Partition Manager to set aside some free space for Lubuntu. And here it's asking for authentication. You can just hit cancel. And so I'm going to ensure that my 223 gig drive has been selected, my separate disk. And then so we see here my data drive here that was seen in Windows. And I'm going to go and resize it. So right click, resize move. And I'm going to set aside about 100 gigabytes for it. So free space after, I'll put 100,000 and then hit OK. And then go to the top left, apply pending operations. OK, it was successful. And so we see now my unallocated space. Now I'll be creating an EFI partition just for Lubuntu. The EFI partition is where the boot files for Lubuntu will be stored. I want to keep everything for Lubuntu on my separate drive, including the boot files, so I'll set aside some free space for it. So I'm going to set aside 512 megabytes for it. So right click, new, set the file system as FAT32. The label for it will be EFI Lubuntu, and the size for it will be 512. OK, and then apply. All right, it was successful. OK, and there's my new partition. And lastly, I'm going to set the boot flag on it. So right click, go to properties, set the boot flag. OK, and apply. All right, and it has been completed. And hit OK. So that partition has been set. And there's the free space that I'll use for Lubuntu there. So I'm all done in the KDE Partition Manager. I'm going to close it and going to install Lubuntu. All right, the installer starts up. Next. Select your location. Next. Your keyboard. Next. And here if you want to customize your installation. So installation mode. There's full installation, normal installation, and minimal installation. I'm going to keep it a default, normal installation. And I'm going to download and install updates following the installation. So this saves time after installation and keeps your system secure. And here if you want to install additional third-party packages such as Element, Thunderbird, Virtual Machine Manager, or Krita, of course you can always install these afterwards. So I'm going to hit next. All right, at the partition screen, so I'm going to go to the top here. I'm going to ensure that my 223 gigabyte drive is selected. And then I'm going to be selecting replace a partition. I won't actually be replacing one. I'll be using this just so I can select the unallocated space. So selecting it, and I'll use the default file system ext4 for Lubuntu. And I'm going to be selecting the gray area here, which is the free space. And so we see here that it turns red, so it's going to be installing Lubuntu on there. And then the EFI system partition I'll be using is partition number 2, the partition that I had created, which is the 512 megabyte FAT32 partition. And I'm going to hit next. Here, fill in your name, username, computer name, and password. And you can log in automatically without asking for the password. And if you're using Active Directory, you can select it and put in the details. And if you're not sure what this is, then you're not using it, so you can leave it unselected. And then hit next. And so this is a summary screen. This is an overview of what will happen once you start the install. And then when ready, hit install. Install now. All right, and it's installing Lubuntu on my separate disk here, and I can go to the bottom right, select the icon, and it'll give the current status, and I can select it again to get out of it. And so this will take a little bit of time to install. All right, Lubuntu has been installed on your computer. You may now restart into your new system or continue using the Lubuntu Live environment. Now, when you restart, it should go into grab the bootloader, but to make sure, I'm going to hit done. I'll restart my computer, and I'll go into the BIOS to confirm the boot order. All right, in my boot order here, first is the Windows Boot Manager, second is UEFI OS, and third is Ubuntu. And it's labeled as Ubuntu because Lubuntu is based off of it. So I'm going to change that. So this is boot option number 1, and then save changes and exit. All right, the Lubuntu grub bootloader comes up, and I got Ubuntu here, and scrolling down, and there's the Windows Boot Manager. So it's found Windows, so that's good. And so I'm going to go into Lubuntu. I'm going to go back up, put in my password. All right, and it's booted into Lubuntu. And now I'm going to reboot my computer to ensure I can get back into Windows. All right, the bootloader comes up, and I'm going to select Windows. And I'm back in Windows. Now I'm going to open up Disk Management again. And so my F drive, the installation media partition, I no longer need it, so I'm going to delete it. Right click, delete volume. Yes. I'm going to extend my C drive. Right click, extend volume. Next, next, finish. All right, so that's it. That's how you can install Ubuntu 26.04 on a separate disk without a USB drive and keep your existing data. I hope this video has been useful, and I thank you for watching. Bye now.